Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Walk on Thin Ice by GDC. Looks like we're ice skating today. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. So in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have an ice walk. So we're going to be drawing an orthogonal loop. Orthogonal in puzzles just means aligned with the axis of the grid. So basically, two cells are orthogonal if they share a row or share a column. And so if we're drawing an orthogonal loop, then as the loop moves, it's not allowed to move diagonally, right? We can't loop from there to there. We can only move in these four cardinal directions orthogonally. All right, so we have an orthogonal loop that goes through the centers of some cells, just like this. This would be an orthogonal loop. We can also have a much more complicated orthogonal loop. The loop may not visit a cell more than once unless on icy blue cells. Okay, so we can do, let's see if I can find a good example. We can do this. We can revisit this cell. Notice we made a plus sign in that cell. We can revisit it because it's an icy cell, a blue cell. But what we can't do is do this because we've just revisited, it's going to be a loop, so we'll do that. We've just revisited a white cell. So that would not be allowed. Okay. So it can't revisit a cell unless it's icy. The loop may not turn in icy cells. So you have to travel straight through ice. So if I go here, I have to keep going because the ice is slippery. I cannot turn on the ice. That doesn't work. But what I can do is go through it and then come back around and then go through it again because it's ice and we're allowed to do that. All right. Now, by the way, this is a pencil puzzle and I wish I remembered the name of it, but this is a standard pencil puzzle rules. This wasn't completely made up for this puzzle. It's been combined into Sudoku. All right. So two segments of the loop may cross each other perpendicular on icy blue cells, right? So hopefully I explained that well enough. We also have ice skates in the grid. A number on an ice skate is on the loop and counts how many cells make up the non-icy section of the loop that the skate is on. So let's think about that. So maybe if this was a 3. So it is, all the ice skates are on the loop. And the 3 counts how many cells make up the non-icy section of loop. So non-icy section. So for example, we could have come through, I'm going to change my thing to center only. We could have come through this icy patch here, then turned into the 3, and then gone through this icy patch. And so if we look, this segment that's between two ices is 3 in length, and so that 3 is correct. All right. And then loop sweeper, a digit in a snowflake, counts the number of loop cells in the up to 9 surrounding cells. It counts itself. If it's on the loop. So it doesn't have to be on the loop, but if it's on the loop, it counts itself. So if we did something like this and nothing else was loop, then we look at this 3x3 area. We count how many of those 9s are in. It's 3, so this would be a 3. If we completely surrounded it somehow, then it would be an 8. And if the loop, I don't know how we would get a 9, but anyway. Cool. Well, that's it. Those are the rules. Hopefully that's... This is one of those where the rules can be a little bit difficult to remember, but once you get used to them, they do feel a bit natural. If you would like to try the puzzle yourself, there is a link in the description, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so how do we want to get started? We know that all of the ice skates are on the loop. So corners are always interesting because a loop comes back to where it starts, right? So a really important property of loops is that if they enter a cell, they also exit the cell. So we know that the loop enters this ice skate, which means it also exits the ice skate, and you can't exit the same direction you entered. So there's only 2 edges that we can enter and exit for, and so we have to take this corner. So that's how that works. Now we know that we have to hit ice after doing that. No matter whether we turn or keep going, we're going to hit ice next. So this loop segment is 3 in length, and the ice skate counts how many that is. So this is a 3 in the corner right away. All right. This ice skate is also on the loop, so we do this corner, and it's only a 1 length segment. So that's a 1 in the corner. And we have to keep going on ice. We can't turn. So we keep going, we keep going. Now we could turn here or we could go down. This is on the loop. So we're never going to go this way, because if we go this way, we're going to slide into the edge of the grid and not be able to continue. So it really can only go in these three directions. And since the loop hits the cell, I think it has to turn and hit the... Well, no, not necessarily. We could go here, and then turn down. Okay. So I don't think, actually, we do not have to enter. This sees 3, but I don't think it's forced to use any particular edge. Okay, this ice skate can't go down. So we're not going through here. I guess I could X those. We're not going here, we're not going here, we're not going here. No, we are going. We could go there, sorry. We're not going here, because that will hit the edge. We're not going here, because that'll hit the edge. Now I'm wondering about this ice skate, then. I suppose there's some optionality. I'm just wondering if we have to take this whole row or not. There's something interesting is that we know these two digits are different. So they see a different number of loop cells. I don't know how to use that. Oh, okay. So here's a good deduction. We can't put a 1 in this ice skate by Sudoku. So if we were to continue down here, it would be a 1-length segment. So we have to turn so that we're more than a 1-length segment. Okay. Now what do we do from here? Well, we're not going up because we can't hit the wall. We could go left into this ice skate, and then it would be a 2. Or we could turn down. We can't go in there. So if we turn down... Ooh, if we turn down, we have to come back up here. I think that kind of works. In my head, it feels like it completes this loop early. I don't know if we need to investigate that. Oh, or we could go down here. Actually, I'm wondering if it actually just does this. Oh, but that avoids... but we can cross ourselves... Okay. We gotta be a little careful here. I was wondering if it isolated this ice skate, but if I do this, then I feel like we could still come here and then through here. Now that doesn't work, but I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work, but I feel like that not knowing that doesn't work doesn't help a whole lot. All right. Is there anywhere else in the loop that I can continue? Well, we should think about how this ice skate actually can't be a 1 either. And it's gonna hit ice in all directions except up. So we need to avoid it being a 1, and so it has to do this. So that now it's going to be a 2, because no matter where it leaves, it's an ice. So this is a 2. Okay. Now from here, we're going to slide. We're not going to go right, but we could slide through here, or we could slide through here. If we slide through here, it does force quite a... Okay. If we slide through here, it forces the loop to finish, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Because... So what I was thinking is we go through here, we have nowhere to go. Well, this would have nowhere to go except down. And then it would have nowhere to go except left, and it would complete the loop early. But here's the issue. We're actually allowed to go through this ice and cross ourselves. So my normal, like, thinking about loops is not quite right here. Does this... Okay, so we're not going up. I do wonder if these end up crossing. This could also go left here. Do we know this snowflake cannot be 1 or 2? It sees 3 right now. So I guess I could put 3, 4, 5, 6 in, but that's not... I suppose we can't ever put 9s in the snowflakes because 6 is the biggest number. I could have realized that as well. I don't know if we can use that right now. 3, 4, 5, 6 doesn't make any sense to mark here. That's true of the whole box. There's got to be something about these ends not wanting to finish the loop early, but... Can we say anything about this? This will slide through here, or it'll slide through here. Maybe it has to do with this also not being 1. That seems to be a common pattern here. So in order to not be 1, we have to take the cell below it. The loop has to do this in order to have a segment that's not 1 length. So from here, it has to turn the corner and do that. And it's going to be a 2, like no matter what, but there's no way to make that longer. Now we could go up here. We got to be careful. So this has to continue somewhere. It could. See, we can do this. It feels like it makes a loop, but if we do this, we can just do that. So that's okay. What we couldn't do is this and this. So that makes a little tiny loop there. But this and that works just fine. And then this would also go up through here. So that might be how it works. Another option is to connect here, and then we're just like taking the perimeter, and that's fine too. So what are we doing here? Oh, so now maybe we need to worry about going down. If we go down, then we have to go left. Oh, actually, hold on. This can't be a 2 anymore. That's the key. This ice skate can't be a 2. It's at least 3, and right now it's a 2 length. So I can't go onto ice yet. I have to go down. Now I can't go right or down, so I'm forced to go left. And now this is going to be a 4 no matter what. All right. And so now I can't go left. If I go up, I make a loop, and that's no good. That would be a loop that is no good. So we're going to go down then. And so now this can't go up because it would make kind of a little mini loop there. We're not allowed to re-enter a white cell, but we can re-enter the blue cell. So it's going to go all the way through here. And now this can't go into there. That would make a weird loop. It would re-enter a white, I guess is the point. And so this goes up through there. Nice. Okay, that's really good progress. So what's next from here? This one can't come down through here anymore. Can't go right, so it goes left. Does that mean this is done? I don't know that it means it's done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can at least put 4 through 4, 5, 6 on it. Okay, so this ice skate needs to be on the loop, which we could do that, or we could do that. I don't think we can do that. So this L shape isn't allowed, meaning we have to go down. That makes sense, right? If I did this L shape, you know what? It does work. See, my loop instincts are wrong in this puzzle, because we can come back through here and we can get through this white, or sorry, this blue tile. So actually that does work. Okay. It's not going to be a 2 or a 3. And it's definitely not going to be a 1 because it can't go to ice in any direction. So if it's not 1, 2, or 3, this is a 4, 5, or 6. Now, 6 feels big, but let's see. What about this snowflake here? So right now in its, sorry, this 3x3 area, it sees 1, 2, 3, 4 already. But it can't be a 4. So it's 5 or 6. It sees a 4 in the row. So it needs to see more loop. I think it will see more. Well, okay, so we know it sees at least this ice skate. Is it possible it only sees that ice skate? Because right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. With the ice skate, it's 5. Is there any way to make it only see this ice skate? I think that would be this case, wouldn't it? That case would be 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's 6 even. Hold on. Are we only seeing, we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Oh, so we also need to see this ice skate. Okay, it is a 6. And we're only allowed to bring in these 2 ice skates. We're not allowed to have this on the loop or this, right? In this 3x3 area, we see 4, and we're going to see the 2 ice skates as well. So that's a 6, and that's the biggest it can get because that's the Sudoku in a 6x6 stops at 6, right? So we need to bring in these ice skates without bringing in more white cells. So we're not allowed to enter, or any more loop cells here. So we're not allowed to enter this cell here. So And if we went up, we would isolate that ice skate. We'd be done with the loop. So we have to go right into this ice skate. And I think it does draw exactly what I've been trying to disprove. And then now we can't go right, we can't go down. So we're going to go up through here, and then we can't go right. So we're going to turn. And if we go down, we again finish the loop without that ice skate. So we have to come around this way. All right, our loop is done. So we should be able to fill in all our snowflakes. This is a 5. And then this one looks like it's a 6. All of them are used. All right. Now this loop length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5 length. All right, and this length is 2. All right, I'm gonna get rid of my X's. There we go. Oh, one more X. So we have our loop, and now it should be Sudoku. Is this a, hopefully this is a valid Sudoku. Let's see, 2 is placed here in this box. 2 is one of these two. Just looking at 2s. 2 is placed here and here. Okay, 2s are done. This can't be 5. In fact, we need a 6. Okay, what's going on here? Let's just do this triple. We need a 3, 4, 6. That's not 4, that's not 6. Here we need 3, 5, 6. That's not a 3. In this box, we need 1, 3, 4. That's not a 1. A little hard to see my marks. I normally don't have it on because I don't like how it looks, but I'm going to put outline on elements on so that we have much easier to see pencil marks here. Here I need 1, 4, 6. So the 6 can't go here. So the 6 goes there. And then the 4 looks in. So that's 1 and 4. Okay, that was where I was supposed to be looking. This is 3, 5, which means this is also 3, 5. The 5 tells us the order. That's 3, that's 5. So that's 6 and 3. That's 4 and 6. That's our 3, 5, 3. This is a 1, 4 pair. This is also 1, 4. Down here we get the 5. This pair is 1, 3. So that's our 1, that's our 3. This is a 1. Down here we need a 4, 6. That's 4, that's 6. That's 1, that's 4, that's 1. And then over here we need a 4 and a 5. And we're done. Really well constructed puzzle, GDC. And you really made use of double sliding through the icy sections. Really liked the logic of it. We really had to think about the digits that had to go in these ice skates. That seemed really, really key. Like getting the 3 in the corner here immediately, but then getting the 1 in this corner immediately took 1 out of this ice skate, and this ice skate. And if I had been more on top of things, I would have more quickly recognized that was extremely important in terms of where the loop goes. But we did get there. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.